Everyone, welcome to K News 24/7. My name is Cameron. Khosination, welcome. Today's video is different, unique, but interesting. Today I have some questions. All the questions are here from Kaizer Chiefs supporters. I have a group chat, WhatsApp group chat, where Kaizer Chiefs supporters discuss everything happening at Nasreddine, as I always do in this platform. Please subscribe and like the video. This is very interesting, also to me personally. Okay, the first question from MG. He says that, what do you think about Nabi next season if he gets all the players that he wants? Okay, this has been the topic, like from last season. It has been the topic ever since Nabi arrived at Kaizer Chiefs. The first thing he stated is that Kaizer Chiefs made a lot of mistakes in the past. They've signed wrong players, so most of the players are not good enough to represent the Glamour Boys. And then he requested to get his own players. So ever since, Nabi didn't have a great season, but he managed to win the Nedbank Cup. But in the league, we are on number 9, which is bad. But fans insist that if the team signed Nabi, the players that he wants, he could have succeeded. Answering the questions, if Nabi can get the players that he wants, he will definitely succeed at Nasreddine. I'm 100% sure about that, because he had the players that he wanted with young Africans. He won the league, I think, 3 times in a row, and then he went to FAR Rabat. He were runners up twice, so he did very good because he had the right players that he want to use in his style of play. So yes, Nabi is going to succeed if he can get the right players that he wants. But back to reality, we know our team, we know Kaizer Chiefs, and the fact is that Nabi is not going to get the players that he wants. He might get 1, 2 if he's lucky. So what I can say is that Nabi must have a plan B. If he don't get the players that he wants, he must have a plan on how is he going to use what he have in order to achieve something. Because this season, the season we are going in, it is his last season, and if he do well, he have an option to extend. And in order to extend, you need to do well. You need to impress the management so that they give you another year or more if you have impressed them very well. That's what I can say. Okay, question number 2. Is it possible for Kaizer Chiefs to take risk not to sign a goalkeeper, as we are struggling in that goalkeeping department? I don't think we are struggling. So definitely Kaizer Chiefs signing a new goalkeeper is not a priority for them. Yes, we saw Ntwari, Peterson, Bruce Vuma fumbling in the goalpost, but there were a lot of things that led to these goalkeepers not to perform at their level best. I didn't want to talk about the system, the style of play of Coach Nasreddine Nabi, but I have to because of this question. If you look at this matter from a distance, it looks like we don't have good goalkeepers. But when you get deeper, you analyze and look at the situation. For me, I definitely see that our goalkeepers are not at fault, but the style of play have exposed them to concede in almost every game. Because Nabi, he was playing like attacking football, like all attack. Defensively, he was not good. We had good defenders, but they didn't even manage to prevent the goals. Because remember, when you have a back four that is stronger enough, that is good enough, the goalkeeper will become the best. The goalkeeper will keep the clean sheets. So the problem is not directly on the goalkeepers, it's on the defense, and at the same time, it's not only on the defense, but also on the style of play, because our fullbacks were expected to play after center, to overlap, which leaves a huge gap at the back. That's how we conceded a lot of goals. So if Kaizer Chiefs can analyze the matter very well, they won't see a need to sign a goalkeeper. And then question number 3 from Khosination Khosi: can Feisal Salum bench Yusuf Mat if he gets signed? Feisal Salum is the current player we are linked with. A deal is strongly promising because this player have a good relationship with coach Nasreddine Nabi. So Nabi went to Tanzania. According to report, they say that Nabi went there to get the signature of Feisal Salum, even though he's left with a year with the Azam FC. But chances are too high because they say Feisal Salum have agreed to join the Glamour Boys. Now we are just waiting for Kaizer Chiefs and Azam to agree on a deal. And if the talks goes very well, we might see Feisal Salum at Kaizer Chiefs. So now, speed up. Let's say we sign him. Will he manage to bench Yusuf Mat? Now I'm answering the question directly. Okay, this is what is going to happen. Feisal Salum is a versatile midfielder. He play a defensive midfield, central midfield, and attacking midfield. Looking at the position of Yusuf Mat, is central midfield. So if Nabi can sign Salum and play him as a central, yes, Mat, he will be a bench warmer if Salum can play as a central. But as things are, we don't have a big problem in the central midfield because already we have Khosi, we have Yusuf Mat, we have Thabo Qele, who is also versatile. He can play as a DM and also as a central very well. What we are looking for now is an attacking midfield who is deadly, who is dangerous, who can shoot outside the 18 area. So if we can sign Salum, I'm pretty sure that coach Nasreddine Nabi is going to play Salum as an attacking midfield because that's where we are lacking. We need goals. That's my opinion. Khosination Khosi, I hope I have answered your question very well. If Salum can play as a central, yes, Mat is going in the bench. Another question from Q. He says that who will be our number 1 keeper next season between Bruce Vuma and Brendan Peterson? I don't know why Q didn't include Fiacre Ntwari because he's also one of our goalkeepers. I know he is linked with an exit, but I don't think it's going to be possible. But let's wait and see. But answering the question, who will be the best between Peterson and Bruce Vuma? We've seen both goalkeepers last season. Vuma had a good record. He had more clean sheets compared to Brendan Peterson. But looking at the abilities of these two goalkeepers and the advantages, Brendan Peterson has the upper hand compared to Vuma because his height is good, he's flexy, he's good in terms of one-on-one, good shot stopping abilities. So yeah, for me, I strongly believe that Brendan Peterson is the future of Kaizer Chiefs. As he started before the end of the season, I'm hoping to see him starting where he left off in the beginning of the coming season. I see Brendan Peterson becoming Kaizer Chiefs' best goalkeeper, and definitely is going to represent the national team. Another question from MG again. Which players do you think we should let go, either by loan or a release? Okay. The first player I think we must let go of David Melson, because he's injury prone. Yes, he's a good player, but his injuries are a problem, and he's a foreigner, so we need to clear the foreign space so that you can be able to sign foreigners who will come in and give the team something tangible. I know we are struggling with the left back, but I'm pretty sure that Kaizer Chiefs management will do whatever it takes to fill that gap for the coming season before they go to preseason in Netherlands. Another player to be loaned out, I think Samgelo Zwane deserve a loan, because the competition is too tight in the middle of the park. Just imagine if you can also sign players like Feisal Salum. What is going to happen with Samgelo Zwane? Because even now, he was not playing because of competition. Some say he was injured, but even when he's not injured, you can clearly see that there's no space for him. So I think a loan is needed early, as soon as possible, before his name gets ruined. Because look what happened to players like Sabelo Khatebe. They loaned out him late. So people have forgotten about his abilities. No team believe that he can come in and make some changes, because he stayed in the bench for so long. So I'm not expecting to see the same thing happening to Samgelo Zwane. They must loan him out as soon as possible. Another player that deserves to be released, Bongane Sam Happy Mashiane must be loaned out. Yeah, I think so far so good. Kunika must stay. I know the question didn't ask who must stay, but Kunika must stay. He's the best. When he's needed, he comes in and do the job. That's what we want to see from players, especially when we are coming from the bench after staying a long time. Kunika have proven himself that he can be trustworthy in the time of needs. Okay, I think I'm done, MG. I'm done. I don't see anyone else who deserve to be released. Matlo is out. Khatebe is out. Ranga Chivaviro is out. Potsani is going to be out on a loan. Yes, I think also Potsani need to be loaned out. The icon, what made Chiefs to suffer for the past 10 years? Kaizer Chiefs to suffer for the past 10 years. Yeah, I think they were signing poor coaches, like the decision making. Actually, the problem of Kaizer Chiefs, it's something that started now with the time of Arthur Zwane. When they give Arthur Zwane an opportunity to be a head coach, that's where we saw a lot of changes. Because before then, the club was able to be on top 8. The club was competitive, but the time they released good players like Bennett Parker, Manyama, a lot of players were released who were the roots of the Kaizer Chiefs. I think that's where the biggest problem began. Yes, we were on a 10-year trophy drought, but same if you can look at also Orlando Pirates. I think they are on 12 years now. So yeah, the biggest decline happened during the time of Coach Arthur Zwane, because of releasing a lot of good experienced players, and that's why we left with only these young stars. But the problem, they didn't have experience to carry the team. Also, the coach was new. Zwane didn't have experience of coaching a senior team. He was an assistant coach for so long. So I think the problem started there. Maybe even back then there was a problem, but as far as I know, I started to pay much attention into Kaizer Chiefs during the time of Stuart Baxter, and then they fired Stuart Baxter, and then Arthur Zwane came in. That's where I started doing content, analyzing about Kaizer Chiefs. So I can't go back then. You understand? I was just watching as a fan. There's someone else. What is your take on Cross and Aiden McCarthy? Is it safe for us to let them go forward up front to deliver those crosses to the strikers, or is it better if they stay at the back, not to move much, not to move much, to play half ground, because they don't have much pace? I have spoken about the style of play of coach Nasreddine Nabi, that is playing like forward football, like everyone must go forward, everyone must attack. So this is putting a lot of pressure in full backs who are not speedy, in full backs who can play the whole flank. Players like Bradley Cross, they don't have pace. Their best strength is to sit at the back and defend. But when you send them forward, you are putting a lot of pressure in them, because they will struggle to come back on time to cover their position. So that's what we saw happening in the season. Coach Nabi expected Cross to play as a hybrid fullback, just like players like Fawaz Basadin, another player who is linked with us because of his abilities. Basadin can suit very well in the style of play of coach Nasreddine Nabi, because Basadin can go up front and come back on time to cover his position. That's why we see Dylan Solomons, he was playing after we saw Reeve Frosler getting injured. Frosler was able to go up front and come back to defend because of his pace. But answering the question, I think the coach must understand the abilities of the players that we have, because we have different players. If you play a player like Bradley Cross, you can't expect him to go up and down. You must understand his strength and play him according to his strength, which is defending. A winger will do the job to play as a winger. I think that's reasonable. And if you are playing someone like Fawaz Basadin, Dylan Solomon, Reeve Frosler, yes, you can go up and down, because you know the abilities of those players allows him to do so. So understanding the players is very important. If the coach can do that, we can see our players improving. Don't expect the player to do something that is impossible. Same as when we are playing Zita Kunika as a right back. You can't expect Kunika to go up and down. He's like Cross. So you must understand the abilities of these players. And then the last question from Sbongiseni Nkosi is Nabi is going to Europe for preseason in Thailand. How does this benefit the team? Nabi definitely is going to get enough time to bond with the players, to understand the players very well, to train how Nabi want to play in the coming season. Preseason helps coaches to prepare the players, to understand the players without any pressure. And there will be friendly matches that will be played during that preseason camp. Those friendly matches will help coaches to identify the weaknesses, the strength of their players when they are playing against different opponents. So pre-seasons help a lot, especially to create bond, to create relationship, healthy relationship between the coach and the players, to give the coach the understanding on the players. So Nabi struggled last season because he didn't have a pre-season with the players, but this time around Nabi have all the time with Amajita, and I'm pretty sure that Kaizer Chiefs will make changes, will sign players, will release players before they go to Thailand. Is it Netherlands? I mean, before they go to Netherlands for a pre-season, to make sure that all the players that will be needed next season will be there, will be bonding with the coach, will be working every day with the coach, because they will spend, I think, 16 days in their pre-season camp. So this will give the coach a big advantage to prepare himself, to prepare the players. That's it, guys. This is it. I hope I have answered your questions very well, Bafetu. Thank you so much for giving me such questions. It was an interesting task for me. I've enjoyed this video. I'm also hoping that everyone who is watching is definitely going to enjoy this video. I did my best to answer in English so that everyone can be able to understand, because I saw some other people complaining in comment section stating that why are you guys not communicating in English. But when I'm alone, definitely I'm going to do my best to present in English. But when I'm with Bongosi, come on, Bafetu nzosixolela awungeke. I can't stress Ubongosi. He's good on his mother tongue. Yes, he's intelligent, he can present in English, but that will be his choice if you want to present in English. Guys, this is it. Peace.